We know as the investigation continues and that further details will be unfold, that this is all, early information. We've had investigators obviously working since 12:30 this morning, since the incident occurred. And, as more details emerge, we'll continue to share that information with everybody, and we will share as much information as possible as it becomes available. The first thing that we'd like to do is confirm the identity of the suspect. Myron May is our suspect who was killed this morning as a result of his actions when he decided to shoot our students and attack our community. He was born in Dayton, Ohio in 1983. He moved to Florida as a teenager and graduated from Weehitchka High School. He graduated from FSU in 2005. Then he moved to Texas, where he attended Texas Tech Law School and graduated from there in 2009. He practiced law in both Texas and New Mexico, and he moved back into the area approximately 3 weeks ago. I want to kind of recap some of the synopsis of the event as we have established a better timeline of the order of events from this morning. As we all know at this point, at approximately 12:30 a.m., Mr. May started shooting students in front of the Strozer Library. He then enters the front area of the library where he shoots one employee and tries to shoot another woman who's affiliated with the university. He then reloads his gun, and he never proceeds past the security measures that are in place in the library. He never leaves the front lobby area. He then exits the library where he's confronted by FSU police officers and Tallahassee Police Department police officers. He refuses to surrender, and as a result of this encounter, Mr. May is shot and killed by the officers. The Tallahassee Police Department officer that was involved in the shooting is Officer Wayne Statz, and he's been working with us for approximately 3 years. As far as to address some of the questions that were asked this morning, as we've uncovered more details, I just want to go through some more indications. We have no prior local criminal investigation or encounters with Mr. May that we are aware of, either through Tallahassee Police Department or Leon County Sheriff's Office. He used a .380 semi-automatic handgun, and he had additional ammunition in his pockets. Investigators have conducted search warrants on Mr. May's vehicle and his cell phone, and we're reviewing evidence as a result of those search warrants. Investigators have interviewed 20 to 25 primary witnesses who actually witnessed the actual shootings. Mr. May had a written journal and videos where he expressed fears of being targeted and that he wanted to bring attention to this issue of targeting. A preliminary review of these documents and videos demonstrate that Mr. May was in a state of crisis. Further detailed review will continue of these documents to establish more facts. We have not found any information at this time to indicate why he chose this morning to act or why he chose the Strozer Library as the place for his actions. Based on all the evidence this time, we continue to believe that Mr. May acted alone and that there's no further threat to the students, the university, the workers, or the community. And with that, Chief Perry, thank you. Yes, sir.
I just want to say one other thing. Our entire board has been involved in this matter since it happened this morning. In fact, we, Florida State University, will have a board meeting tomorrow, led by our chairman, Chairman Alan Benz, who has been here since early this morning. And Chairman, I appreciate your hard work and all you've done to help us in this through this crisis. But all of our board is here, and they'll be here tomorrow for a regular board meeting. And I think it's fair to say, and I think I can say this, Garnet, that we're going to get back to normal tomorrow. Our university is going to open, our classes are going to be held, and the Strozer Library is going to be opened early in the morning. So we're moving ahead. We're moving ahead. We're continuing to pray for the victims, pray for Florida State University, but we're going to get through this with the great family we have. And now I'd like to introduce our chief, who has been so helpful in this, Chief Perry.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Additional information on Myron May. The FSU Police Department has 2 old cases on Deshaun, which are now public. We have a case from 2002 involving suspicion of marijuana use, and we have a case from 2003 where he was the victim of a vehicle burglary. Both of those cases are now public and made available on our website if anyone needs that information. As President Thrasher indicated, Strozier is right now being reviewed and assessed by our building maintenance and facilities staff. We plan to reopen first thing in the morning, and we will have a visible presence for our students so they feel safe and they feel comfortable as they return to some sense of normalcy. We do keep our victims in our thoughts and prayers. We understand that 2 are still at the hospital receiving treatment. Our officers who responded and who were actively involved in that situation have been placed on administrative leave. The officers involved are number 1, Sergeant Roy Wiley. Roy Wiley has been with the FSU Police Department for 15 years. The second officer is Officer Daniel Cutchins. He's been with the FSU Police Department for 2 years. The third officer involved is Oriental Sloan. He's been with the FSU Police Department for 1 year and 5 months, but he has previous experience with another sheriff's office. The next officer involved is Oma Nations. He's been with the FSU Police Department for 1 year and 5 months. And the last officer involved is Parise Adams. He's been with the FSU Police Department for 1 year and 2 months. I think it's appropriate to note that 13 days ago, the FSU Police Department conducted active shooter training for situations and incidents just like this. So the officers had, a good memory marker of how to respond and what was appropriate for this type of situation. The easy button is a term that we use here on campus to highlight our FSU alerts system. We're proud to say that we have more than 35 methods to notify our campus community in the event of an emergency, and it worked for us today. When we activate that system, 16 of our systems automatically begin to populate and share information instantly with our campus community. More than 55,000 people received information about today's incident within 5 minutes.